What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So this will be part 2 of the dropped and lowered dirt track mower. We don't know if it's ever going to see a track, but it might if we have a dirt track. Or we can find one that, don't have a bunch of rules at. But just a little recap on the previous video. He was working on, he lowered the front end, got the wheels and tires on, lowered the rear end, got the wheels and tires on. He has dropped his body a little bit to lower the center of gravity. He has got steering in and motor mocked up and on there. Really the only things he has left to do is to secure the motor or the engine and a few other things, wiring and mounting some switch plates, gas tank, stuff like that. So that is what you'll be seeing in this video. So with that being said, let's get into the video.
Excuse me, guys. We're back with Flying Brian's Garage. This is Shaggy from Shaggy's Small Engines. What I've got going is we've actually got a good roller set up now. I've lowered the body work on the rear. If y'all want to see that, I'll show you. As you can see, we're working up the tripod today. As you can see, I've got the body work lowered to give it more of a lean look. It's just patched up right now. It's not solid. You can see I've got a few tack welds on it. But the transaxle on the rear is set up to where the chassis is actually angled forward, almost like a nostalgia drag car, due to the fact that we don't want to put a jack shaft on this, or else we'd have to cut out right there and modify it to where it accepts a jack shaft. So we've got it to where it's all one single belt. I have the clutch in there, which may need modifications. To this point, I don't know 100% yet, but it's a little bit smoky in here. We got the wood burning oven on. But aside from that, you can see my steering, while it's not 100%, it's an improvement on what it was when we went ahead to modifying it. And right now I'm kind of getting a head start, getting ready to set up my wiring on this. So as you can see, looking down just behind the engine, I've got the ignition switch actually wired up with the ground, and the main wiring harness I pulled from the 98 Murray Ultra. It's a similar setup, except for the location of the solenoid for the starter is different. On the old Murray, the solenoid was closer to the battery. On the newer one, which this is, I believe, a 2003 chassis, on the 2003s, 2004s, things like that, the solenoid is actually up here closer to the tower. So what I'm going to have to do is I may have to take as you can see, this wiring harness has been zip tied together, but this is for the lights. I bypassed the brake switch to where it's a constant. I've got my ground hooked up temporarily to the tower. I've got my solenoid for my fuel float bowl, pretty much an injector. They're wired up, and then I've got my stator or alternator wires hooked back up. I've got the Murray Ultra steering on it, which I don't know how well you can see in there. I don't know how to give you a flash either. That's what I don't know. But for this, I got a switch. Alright, now y'all can see. Okay. So as you can see down in the bottom, the green right here, this is your steering. This is actually kind of like a swivel arm design. Typically you find those in Craftsman. This one actually came off the 98 Murray, and it runs to a single bar that runs to the left side tire, that runs to a cross member bar that runs to the front to control the right tire as well. Now on this, we're back to the harness for the wiring. And what we're basically doing is, on this I do want to run headlights at some point. I do want my charging system. So it comes down to what about this type question. As you can see, I have a PTO engagement right here. This, to my knowledge, should be fine to leave like this, because the switch was, when it was pushed, it was sending a signal through. That being said, I may be wrong. I may have to splice these, but until I know for certain, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave this unplugged. And then as you run down the harness over here to the right side of the mower, you come to your cacophony. And this actually would go into the back of the Murray. And what this is this is your seat switch, which is constant ground. It needs to be a constant ground, so that way when you engage the PTO, it's fine. This right here went to the solenoid for a supply from the switch to hit the solenoid over. And of course you got your power supply that ran to the starter. And then you got your 15 amp fuse box inline that is supposed to be your main power supply that runs from your ignition to the headlights. It actually runs to the switch, and from the key switch it runs to your headlights. I do have a plan to delete a lot of this off. As far as like your safety switches, I don't want them on here, because unless it's some kind of inertia switch from a car, it's not really going to help me anytime. There's no neutral switch on this. It being a hydrostatic model rear end, there's not going to need to be a neutral. We're basically going to run a pipe up and engage the gears from there, kind of like a lock-in system, like a blade adjustment for your height to cut with. Other than that, basically what we're doing is we're running down what we absolutely don't need on this build. What we don't need is mostly the safety switches. So as you can see, like I said, you got your seat switch. That's going to be run to a ground just like that. And then that should bypass my seat. As far as your PTO drive, once again, that's probably going to end up being crossed over. We'll find that out as we go. I've got to get a solenoid run on this, and the brake switch is supposed to be a constant ground for ignition. That should pretty much sum up everything I'm going to do to this.
So I want to take a quick second and pause the video and ask y'all to help me with something. I need y'all to do me a favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Smash that bell. Go like the videos. You know, tell me where you're from. Say hi. Whatever. Ask me questions. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. And I cannot do that without your guys' help. So definitely go subscribe. Check out Facebook, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and now we have a TikTok. You can just go type in Flying Brown's Garage and you will find me. All the profile pictures are the same. It's easy to find. And yeah, give me some likes, give me some subscribes, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to build this, and I can't build it without everybody's help. So, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. You know, got a lot of good videos coming, constantly coming, and I'm constantly sourcing new projects. So, stay tuned, and with that being said, let's get back to the video. So, Shaggy's not here, and I'm actually at a standstill on my project, and I'm going to actually fall back to his and help him get a little bit of his going. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean the top of the engine, get it nice and clean, because it's a little dirty here. Let me turn y'all around on the camera. We're going to clean off the top of the engine, kind of clean all this up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put the plate on here. Got to drill holes because the battery box is going to be here. I'll go ahead and mount the battery box up. then go ahead and get the panel cut in for his switches. Go rob the start button, get it put in here. Then maybe go ahead and start doing a little bit of his wiring. And then what I might do is I might come through here and support up some of his welds, just to make sure everything's nice and sturdy. And then the plan is that he wants to finish up the main stuff here, then he wants to take it back to his house and do the cosmetics, which is the hood and the body kit, on his channel. And then we're going to flip back to my channel, which will be the end of this video, and it'll show this thing finished product running. And if you want to see the cosmetics, you can just go to Shaggy Small Engines and check him out. He's just starting up his YouTube channel. I would suggest going to show him some love. He's a smart guy. He does a lot of good engine repairs, and he can show you a few pointers. Probably some things that I don't show in my videos. So go down and subscribe to him. It's Shaggy Small Engines. Hit that bell for all notifications, and go down there and start watching his videos, liking and commenting, ask him some questions, figure out some things. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into his project and knock out some, so he is more along and I can speed this process up, because I got another project to get in the shop. So let's get to it. Alright, got the engine cleaned up a little bit. Still got to tighten up his steering rod right there, that bolt. I've got the panel on and holes drilled for the wires to come out for the battery. I've got the switch panel cut in and screwed in. I got the battery tray screwed on. There's the switch panel. I'm probably going to let him do his wiring. But I figured I'd expedite the process just a little bit. You know, help him with a few things here and there. He's still got to run a ground wire. He's still got to hook up his wiring. I don't even know why he's thinking about going through the key, unless he's going to put the key on and then power. But if not, he might as well remove his ignition switch. So I probably need to talk with him about those things. I don't know what he wants to do, so I'm not going to do any wiring on this thing. I did finish up the welds on the fenders where he dropped them. I finished up the other side too. I might go through and strengthen a few more welds here and there, like on his steering, and maybe some tack welds on the sides of the pillar to keep it from busting loose, and stuff of that sort. But so far so good. It's turning out okay, so I'm gonna, I guess, fire up the welder and get a few more welds in for him. Alright, I'm out of wire, but I was able to strengthen his steering rod up, the pillar. Right in here. And on the other side, got it. Went a little further on this side. Well, that's been welded. Then I came back to the rear end and I started welding his body onto his frame there. You can see where I ran out of wire, right in that little hole. So I didn't get to that side yet. I mean, it's coming together, but he's going to have to get some more wire. Right now I'm starting to simplify the wiring. I know on this rig I'm going to have a dummy switch, not connected to anything, and I'm going to run my switches to the system that I want. You've got a main power supply with a ground on it. You
You got a push button start that's going to wire up your starter. Then you've got 3 accessories. And what Brian was nice enough to do for me is he's got the push button system off a snapper we had for parts. He was able to find me a button, so the button's on there now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a lot of this and we're going to just simplify it down to where it's strictly race ready. It's not stock, it's not going to be so complicated with all this reduced weight, all this cut down, everything's back off to the point where it's not going to be in the way. So you can see I've got a lot to go through for right now. I've got fuse wiring, electrical wiring for the battery. I'm deleting a lot of this wiring and just basically doing it from hand, but I do have existing wires that I can pull off of and use. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of get into it.
Alright, we got some welding wire and we're back on it. It's the next night. Shaggy has been here today, but he ended up going home early, and I'm going to continue welding up and structuralizing and doing what I can while he's not here. So we're going to get straight into it. Alright, we came through and secured a bunch of welds all back in here. Got the base welded up, so it's actually sturdy now. I came and finished the weld all the way across the pillar on both sides. It is not going anywhere. I finished up all the way around both sides here, all down up in there, back up in here, on this side as well, all back up in there, back up in there. And now I'm actually thinking I'm going to run his exhaust real quick before I go in. Got all that done too. It's looking good. I think it'll be pretty sturdy now that I've got a hold of it with a welder. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some pipe out and figure out him a pretty simple exhaust pipe and go ahead and just weld it in. Boy, the storage shed is just full. Let's see here. Get over here. Move that to the back. I think that's our pipe. Alright, we got him an exhaust mocked up. He wants it to dump out at the fender. And we're going to make that happen. Make sure he gets all his steering. Oh yeah. That clears. That's his steering stop. So that's going to work like a charm. Well, let's get it welded up, and then I just got to get a piece to go in the back and get it supported. And then I think I'm going to call it on my part of this project. I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to have him go ahead and take it to his place, finish up, because I got to have my lift. But I'm getting done what I can get done, and so far so good. So I'm going to get this welded and get back with y'all. Alright guys, looking at calling it a night. I have got him an exhaust. Kind of got it to where it clears the tire there. And it dumps out right there. I think that's pretty good. Ought to be decent for him. And it still clears steering. And he's got a muffler already on it, so not bad. Not bad at all. I'm going to let him finish up the rest of this.
Alright guys, we're back with Shaggy on Flying Brian's Garage. As you can see, he's got his deal going on. You can catch that on his channel too. We're still working on the Homer because it eats them donuts. As you can see, I got a lot done on the wiring. Give me a sec, I'll pop that on right there. Yeah, it's not looking pretty. It's not, I'll admit. But right now this is just to kind of get everything lined up before I clean it up. You can see I've got a few wires that are not attached. One reason being is the only wire I need on this right here is this white wire. It's the kill for the ignition coil, and this red goes to that solenoid on the bottom of the bowl, and I'm not a big fan of those. They end up messing up, and then you've got a bad problem with your carburetor. As you can hear, Brian's got his thing going on in the background, but everything is pretty much wired where it needs to go. I've got a separate ground right now just to kind of see if I can get a kill switch going for right now. My wiring box is not complete. I've got the lights wired up. I need them, but I don't have any lights to run off of it yet, so this will be wired up whenever I get done with what I need to do. As you can see, I've got the switch in, and I've got everything kind of laid out for today. And this is where I decided to stop. I've got some personal stuff that I've got going on at my house. I've got a few projects that'll be on my channel, Shaggy Small Engines. But for right now, this is kind of where I'm at on this project. And we should be getting ready to wrap up everything. I've got to source a gas tank in case the one I have don't fit. And I've got to kind of see where my options lie as far as how well this hydrostatic's going to do. Brian's going to help me fix up the hydrostatic where it holds, and this will be just a little play toy kind of to go to car shows with and impress people because of how unique it'll be.
Alright, time to wake her from her slumber. Okay.
That's some nightmare shit right there.
It kicked right over. And just so you know, guys, we haven't got the engine completely secured down yet. It is sitting in there, kind of held in with a couple bolts. So it actually sounds pretty good, quiet like that.
A little bit shaky, but
It's shaky because the engine's not mounted.
that too. But I'll reach into the governor here. Come on, gas. All right, y'all. The nightmare is about to awaken. So here we go. I can't do everything. I got my fingers stuck and everything, so.
Alright, ready?
Go for it. I'm sitting here trying to hold this thing and that ain't working. It's gonna hurt. It's always gonna hurt. I can't reach that because that vacuum. Hit it. A little jump crazy, but that's because it ain't bolted in all the way.
Ready?
Yeah. not much on idle, does it?
Mm-mm.
Alright, go for it. I can't keep it running.
Mm-mm.
Go for it. Probably just died on gas, but
Yep.
But
it runs. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this video. It's, you know, it's getting kinda long again. There's gonna be a part 3. We're gonna do a few more things to this project before it leaves the shop. Then he's going to take it to his shop. He's gonna film this on his channel. He's gonna do the custom hood and the body kit, and then it's going to be brought back for part 3, and that's pretty much part 3 is only going to be seeing it come back to the shop, us running it and riding the crap out of it through the yard, and giving a little review on our thoughts on the build. I'm sure I'll ride it, he'll ride it, all that good stuff. But y'all know the drill. Go subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Be sure to like the video. Go down and comment if you want to say something, have any questions, or, you know, just like I said, want to say something. All is welcome. Go check out the Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and the TikTok. All you got to do is type in Flying Brown's Garage, search, and you should find me. Most everything is the Flying Brown's Garage logo for the profile picture, so that's the way it's easy to find me. Be sure to go check out Shaggy Small Engines. He will be doing a video on this build on his channel where he does the custom hood, body kit, and whatever he's planning on doing. Haven't fully discussed that with him, but yeah, go check out some of the old videos down there, and just, you know, stay tuned. We got some more stuff coming. I got a cold start video about to drop. And, you know, I've got some plans with the Beast again. I think I got some plans with the Dragster. You know, I'm thinking about selling the Dragster, but I'm also thinking about, you know, doing a little bit more speeding up to it, you know. So maybe I give that a shot. I'm not sure. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, go subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next episode.